All right, welcome back, Facebook family. So let's talk a little bit about dating in Albuquerque and how dangerous it can be. So I've got a buddy that he told me this story. It was quite a while ago, and I don't know. It always runs through my head every time I go out on a date. It's kind of my worst case scenario that I'm always trying to prevent. So he went out on this date with this girl. I guess they went to dinner and they went and had a good time and, hit it off supposedly. And then they went back to a hotel room and I don't know, most people in Albuquerque, they go around and they're armed, they've got their pew pew. So she actually waited until, they were like getting down or whatever. And I guess she had this room set up beforehand because he said that right as they were getting into it, clothes were off and everything like that. A couple of guys came in the room, rushed him, stole his pew pew, beat the holy hell out of him, and he almost lost his life, but made it out of there by running out at the last minute. But I don't know, just something that always goes through my head, and I'm always trying to be cautious of, and I don't know, there's worse things than having to pay for an extra meal, and I don't know, I've had some pretty bad ones. As a matter of fact, I had an ex that we were going through sort of a breakup, and you know how things get there. Things get messy as you're breaking up with someone. You get into a fight, you call them over, you make up, and it was one of those nights, and we ended up being physical that night, but she had cheated on me, and I didn't want a relationship with her, but I was physical with her. And when it came time to part ways, she didn't like that. She wanted to move her stuff back in, and I just didn't feel like I could trust her. So it kind of kicked off the fight or whatever. And later on that night, I got a call from a couple of Albuquerque police department detectives, and they had a formal complaint against me. And long story short, they did some investigating. They found out that everything was consensual, that her claims were all wrong, and it just, I don't know. I was one of the lucky ones, because it's so easy for girls to make that claim, to use that, to weaponize that. I'm all for believing victims, but there's also women out there that will weaponize that compassion and that advocacy against others. And that's one of the biggest fears that I think a lot of men have, I mean, if you don't have that, you should, I mean, I'm always trying to be cautious, you know, probably overly cautious, you know, but I don't know. I think a lot of men, they're afraid of coming off as a creep, you know, like we've all had that girl in high school that gave us that look when we went to, you know, we build up all our courage to finally ask this girl out, and then they give you that look like, really? You know, and it's just, it's so humiliating, you know, and that's one of the worst feelings in the world, you know, and I think a lot of guys would rather spend their time alone suffering in their own head than actually go out there and feel that humiliation again, you know. I don't know. Me, I'm trying to get back out there. Had a bad date, you know, but there's plenty of other fish in the sea, and you know, I've got a lot to offer somebody, and I don't know. It is what it is, you know. But I'm gonna get out there, go have some more dates, have some fun, you know. My expectations aren't too high, you know, but whatever happens, happens, you know. It is what it is. Anyways, hope the rest of you are doing good. Have a good rest of your night. Peace.